One of the downside of being a beginner maker like myself is I want to make everything myself. But that's an issue because sometimes making is not more worth it than buying. So I'm starting a new series that I call Make versus Buy. In this series, we're going to make a bunch of simple projects and we're going to explore whether making is more worth it than buying. In this first video, we're making hardwood stair-nosing. Let's go! How do you objectively measure whether making something is better than buying? I don't know. But we can start by calculating costs and what tools that we need for this project. My floor is maple, so I need maple lumber for the stair nosing. I have the options to buy a pre-milled 1x4 maple boards or rough cut 4/4 maple boards. For me, I have a bunch of 4/4 rough lumber, so that's what I'm going to use. The difference between pre-milled and rough lumber are price and tools needed. Pre-milled lumber costs 3 to 4 times rough cut lumber, but you don't need a lot of tools to mill them. The thing with stair nosing is you need a lot of them. You will need a set of 12 to 14 nosings per floor, and each nosings is usually just a little bit under 4 feet, so the material cost adds up pretty quick. I spent about $120 for the material. If I buy pre-milled, you can expect to spend up to $480 for materials. Rough cut lumber is cheaper, but you will need several tools to process them and mill them. One of them is this bandsaw to cut the lumber smaller. Now, this bandsaw is kind of optional. You can use jigsaw and circular saw if you're feeling adventurous, I guess. Next, I'm taking this lumber to the joiner to mill the face and the edge. Joiner can also be seen as a luxury tool. But here's the good news for you. Joiner technology haven't changed since the 80s. Older joiner will work as well as today's joiner. This one I have is almost as old as me, but it's as good if not better than the new ones. Here's a quick tip. I marked the rough face with a P and rough edge with a TS, so I'll know the orientation of the board when I get to the planer and table saw later. I also recorded a near miss with the joiner. This could have gone way worse and I was really lucky. If you look at the outfit table, you'll notice that the board rocked up as I push. The reason this happened is because the board is bowed. If this scares you guys as well, please consider subscribing and remind me to pay attention more. Alright, I changed my soiled underwear. So it's time for next tip. If your board look like this, cut it with miter saw. You don't want to run it through your planer and joiner. The last tool that you need to mill lumber is the planer. This is the first tool I suggest everyone buy if they want to start milling their own lumber. There's workarounds to replace the bandsaw and joiner, but planer is required for sure. By the way, I really need to improve my shop flow here. I put my planer way down there, and as I get older, I realize I'd rather have my flexibility workout and cardio at the gym, not in the shop. We got the lumber to the thickness that we need. If you buy pre-milled lumber, this is where you start, the table saw. We're ripping the lumber to 3¼ inches. We're going to make a set of this. If you need 13 nosings, you make 13 of these. I also need a set of 1/2 inch wide board. Do you still call them board when they're this thin? Or do you start calling them stick? Anywho, ripping thin pieces is always sketchy for me. And this is how I did it. I think I know how to do this saver, but that's a story for another day. I'm gluing the thinner pieces and the wider pieces. Now around this time, a friend told me his method to build the same project. I was a bit swayed since his method sounds better and easier than mine, but I decided to stick with my plan. Call it sunk cost fallacy. But honestly, this is why woodworking is fun. There are multiple ways to achieve the same result, and there is no right or wrong way. I might show you guys my friend's way by the end of the project, and you guys can tell me if his is better or not. Next, I square up the glued up side. Now if you do this enough, you learn that wood dust can get everywhere. On your shirt, shoes, and nose. Walnut booger. If you know, you know. I need to run over both sides of the glue up, and this was when I got reminded that you get what you paid for. At first, I used this round-over bit from a cheap router bit set I got years ago. Also, before I forgot, yes, this is the next tool that you need, a router. On the first pass, I noticed that there's a burning, but I kinda ignored it and didn't think much about it. So I flipped this around and something happened. The router bit jumped at the end because the bearing broke in two. That's fine. This is easy solution. Just got myself a new round-over bit and we do it again. Speaking of you get what you paid for, most of the time you'll be fine as long as you don't get the cheapest tool possible, with the exception of sander. I suggest buying the most expensive sander you can afford because trust me, your wrist and your joint will thank you. We're on the last step of this project, which is finishing. Finishing can get confusing for newbie. Honestly, a lot of the times it comes down to preference. I like finishing that are easy to apply, so for this one, I'm using hard wax oil. Okay, we're done. And I just need to install these nosings, so let's talk about cost. The material cost for this is $120. Since I use rough cut lumber, keep in mind that I need more tools to make this. Now, ready-made stair-nosing here is at around $15 per feet, and I need 52 linear feet. So if I buy this, it will cost me $780. So the difference in material is $660, and that brings the hourly rate to $165, assuming that I need 4 hours to do this. I don't know about you guys, but I know I don't make $165 at my day job, so this is worth it. But wait, what if you don't have the tools to mill the lumber? Even if you buy pre-milled at 3 times the cost, material is still going to be around $360, and you'll be saving $420 in material. Nice. But if you buy pre-milled, you probably only need 3 hours to do this, bringing your hourly rate to around $140 per hour. I think that's still pretty good. So what do I think about making your own hardwood stair-nosing? I think based on the cost alone, and if you already own the tools, it's worth it to make your own hardwood stair-nosing instead of buying. But if that's not enough to convince you, remember in the middle of the video I mentioned that my friend showed me how to build stair-nosing differently. He's actually a flooring contractor. He installs floors for a living. He told me that these days the most popular stair-nosing are the mitered square one. And he also told me that there's not many people building custom stair-nosing, so it's a really niche business. So if I want to make it into a side business, I can make pretty good money. He gave me some sample. I tried to make mitered square stair-nosing. It's not that difficult. The only problem with that is once you start cutting into laminate floor, the MDF dust is pretty annoying. But that's beside the point. My point is, if you want to build stair-nosing for your own or for a side business, I think it's really worth it. Alright, we reached the end of the video. If you guys like this format and want to see more of this, let me know down in the comment. Bye!